So the first question is, what is the self-determined learning model of instruction and how did it come about?
Sure. So the self-determined learning model of instruction, or the SDLMI, is at its core an instructional model. So it's a way for facilitators, which could be teachers, it could be job coaches, it could be other community members, family members, to enable people, and that could be people with disabilities, but also everybody needs to work on self-determination, with opportunities and experiences to develop self-determination. So it not only really focuses on how to promote self-determination for the person, but also how to shift environmental supports to really provide that person with opportunities and experiences to develop self-determination. So the SDLMI is comprised of 3 phases. So in the first phase, people are really setting a goal and thinking about, what do I know about this area? What are the things that I need to grow in this area? And then in phase 2, they really focus on, what's my plan to achieve my goal? So what are the barriers that I'm going to encounter? What are some of the solutions to those barriers? And then finally, in phase 3, they really have the opportunity to reflect and think about, what was my progress towards my goal and what kind of adjustments to my goal or my plan do I need to make? So in the academic context, when we think about using the SDLMI, it could be something like they set a goal, so then they are attending class on time, for a certain number of classes or days of the week. So then they think about, in phase 2, what's my plan? So some of my barriers are not waking up on time. So one of the solutions to those barriers is to use a reminder. Another one is getting caught up with my friends in the hall. So what are some ways that I can sort of walk with them to class instead? And really, the part of the SDLMI that makes it unique is that people are really making those decisions and thinking through those problems and strategies themselves, instead of somebody else telling them what to do. And then when they get to phase 3, then they really focus on, how did this go? Did I achieve my goal of getting to class? If not, what kind of adjustments do I need to make? So the SDLMI can be overlaid on any area. So that could be academic learning, transition planning. It can also be used to support students as they navigate virtual learning and perhaps, working on more self-management or social emotional goals. So the SDLMI is a really flexible model, but it's an iterative model. The focus is more on the skills and the abilities that go into setting goals and creating plans and self-evaluating their progress, and less about achieving every single goal that you set. And thinking about how the SDLMI really came about, there's really a push in the disability field to really work on self-determination. And so the SDLMI really came from that initiative from the disability advocacy field. So then they could figure out a way to create interventions that would support people with disabilities, but then also more recently, everyone in inclusive settings. So then they achieve the outcomes that are most valued, like greater academic achievement and enhanced post-secondary outcomes. So things like progress in the general education curriculum, academic, and then also some of those post-secondary areas like post-secondary enrollment, competitive and integrated employment, community participation, and quality of life. And so much work by our center as really leaders in that work has really demonstrated the efficacy of the SDLMI to support young people as they really engage in this transition and develop these critical skills that they need in school and then after school.